Let me see.
I swear
Yeah, we were muted.
I swear I unclicked it.
I just saw in chat as well that you're saying blame Danog. How dare you? There we go.
I'm like, yeah, well, obviously I didn't, but nothing
You
you
know
did.
what? You know what? You know what I think about that?
Sad, angry.
That's what I think about that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was thinking about them going to the Snapfire just for the minus armor with the Templar Assassin, but they don't really have, like, I'd like Snap with, like, another big AoE control. I guess you can just use, like, Spirit Breaker Charge and drop Snap ulti from afar, but, you know, Tide and Mars have always been kind of the big combos with Snapfire.
Radiant team ban. Weaver.
Oh, boy.
Just wondering as well. I'm just wondering as well here. I'm considering, like, could this be a TA safe lane? Like, and Sanctity just plays it, and then what do you still pick into the Lina? Like, Death Prophet ain't bad.
10
You know, it's
seconds
again one of
remaining.
those heroes that wants to run in onto the front lines. You pop the Exo, you've got a ton of Spirit
5 seconds
Siphons. You're going to
remaining.
be maybe not against the Lina and the Lion, right? It's a lot of burst damage to be able to withstand, but it does give the Snapfire that other hero that's distracting away to allow something like the Mortimer's Kisses to rain in from the backlines.
Do you feel like you have to do that though? Because you were saying like TA is one of the few heroes that can get some, like, a decent amount out of the lane versus Lina. So like, what else could you play that's going to get just as much?
I think DP is probably the only other one. Maybe Lesh.
Like, I feel like Lina's actually a good matchup versus DP in the lane though. Like, DP wants
Radiant
someone who
team
can't really
ban.
trade, and Lina can do that from afar with the Dragon Slave. And whenever DP runs you just drop LSA. And mid lane's like it's a close, you know, choke point with the stairway. So like, it feels like it's very difficult to kind of get on top and continue that siphon damage.
10 seconds remaining.
I love everyone saying, by the way, there's no audio in
5
chat after we've
seconds
said
remaining.
3 separate times
That's okay.
that there was no audio. But it'll come back. It'll come back. It's fine. By the time they hear me say that, it'll be back anyway. But for Lilgun, what are they going to go for? Here come the respect bands coming up from Motivate.Trust. The Monkey King, obviously removed from the equation. What else can we look to get rid of? I mean,
Dire team ban.
still not a bad lifestealer game, right?
Radiant team pick.
Feel like it's one of those games where you probably do want to use him as that, like, previously it didn't feel like he was using Spirit Breaker as much as like a vehicle to be able to be part of these team fights. It was more saving it for the little bit of a burst
10
heal coming
seconds
through. But
remaining.
this time around, I think if you lifesteal it, it would be totally fine into the Lina in
5
particular, right?
seconds
You just
remaining.
charge onto the Lina, assuming that she is that position 2, quickly burst her down before she can get in position to light strike, and you're going to be just fine.
Dire team pick. Queen of.
So mid quap into the Lina, most likely? Or is it just a position 1, Queen of Pain?
Is your hero.
All right, let's see how they're laning this. Because that will depend on how I am going to rate this. So it's more likely to be a Queen of Pain in the safe lane. I don't hate it. Just thinking of this Medusa. What are they going to be able to do against it? Does feel like they've picked a lot of the meta heroes on Motivate.Trust, right? It's just meta, 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 meta.
I mean, I guess both sides have their own meta as well. We got.
Yeah.
It is literally just a draft of meta. Depends. I think Motivates is a little bit easier to execute.
10 seconds
I think they just got
remaining.
stuns. Team fight is a big issue. Minus armor.
5 seconds
I think
remaining.
Lilgun's is.
Like I mentioned in the last game, Motivate.Trust, I felt absolutely needed to play around their BKBs. Lilgun do this time around, right? Like, the turnaround potential from a Lina Mars Lion is just insane for Motivate.Trust if they're trying to get a little bit too eager on Lilgun's side, which we know they do. That's the way that they play. But I feel like they could get punished if Motivate.Trust positioning is good to be able to counter it. 23 minutes, though. It was a quick one in game number 1, so you would have to wonder how rattled they are by that result.
Well, with Medusa, you're looking to go past 23 minutes. Lilgun definitely have a lineup that is going to look to run over you. TA Snapfire takes Roshan incredibly early. You've got a Spirit Breaker, Queen of Pain, your second kind of core duo with the TA. So these are heroes that don't have. Honestly, Spirit Breaker not the worst team fight, but definitely not the greatest. Nothing like the Mars, kind of Stone Gaze and what you're able to dish out. Their supports lack ways to kind of initiate, which can be very difficult. So I think for the boys on Lilgun, it's just another Templar Assassin timing where you're looking for first rows, you're trying to take all the outer towers, you accumulate about a 6,000 net worth lead, keep them inside the base, go second Roche, and then that's the one to end it. So, I mean,
The thing I'm most worried about for Lilgun in particular is that sure you might be able to make this charge happen with 11 on the Spirit Breaker. If I Motivate.Trust, my mentality towards this is Laguna Blade him, Finger of Death him. Just take him completely out of the team fight, and then their formation just drops entirely. The structure of how they want to take a lot of these engagements is gone because you're not really that worried about that big frontline presence. You're going to have a Mars to be able to jump in onto the back lines, prevent any kind of retreat, and then you've still got a Medusa there to be able to continuously counter that. So I feel like that's going to be the main target for them. You got to make sure that the Spirit Breaker isn't having as good of a game as he did last game.
it is, of course, 11 playing at this time instead of Kishka. So we'll see how the difference going to fare. Are you anticipating Kishka to go a particular build, Lil Shredder, or is he feeling like Scatter Blast is the way to go this game?
I would say more likely just the Fire Snap cookie early on. You know, we saw how lucky Lilgun were with the bashes in game number 1. A lot of chain lockdown. You are still quite vulnerable as a Lion super early on into the piece. Assuming that is how they're going to lane it. Boombui's got the Boots of Speed in his inventory so far. Be a little bit careful. Love Ace 12's build though. Lots of mangoes, just wanting to constantly be spamming out. So it's like, how do you lane into this, honestly, as the Mars? You're going to be getting daggered in the face, and then you're going to get Ignite onto you. Once it's level 3, I honestly don't feel like this Mars can do much in lane anymore. And Mars is one of the strongest laners in my opinion.
30
But
seconds to
all of
go.
that damage over time is just way too much to handle.
They did not bring out a lot of starting regen as well. Only a set of tangos for Q along with Massa, so they will need a lot of regen for that lane. Like, I wonder if you actually consider going to a Helm. In fact, he's even got the Ring of Health already queued up, so I like
You
that a
need to.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, like, there's no way that you can withstand this early on, and you're really not worried at
battle
all about
begins.
any kind of physical damage super early on, right? Like,
They
it's
got
all
all
magic that you're gonna
four.
have to contend with.
What?
Okay, well, that's a thing.
Did you give predictions? Oh, no.
I did not. Let me consult with the Optimus.
Honestly, going all four is pretty goddamn huge. I mean, now you're a little bit closer. He's already got 200 gold for Mastros towards that Ring of Health. And I think regen is going to be this huge X factor in the lane down bottom. So if they can kind of zone Mastros out, and if he's playing the lane with no tangos and still looking for like 300 gold towards a Ring of Health, then he's going to have a difficult time.
Yeah, it's going to be all on cue to try and punish as much as possible, particularly onto this Queen of Pain. I don't think you care about the Ogre running at you and bopping you in the face. It's just trying to make Queen of Pain lose the regen battle through the use of this annoying bug in the Weaver. It's what, 4 armor versus 7. It's much more base regen as well on the Ogre. He's got like 8 base regen with all those mangoes. Like, you need to focus this Quap on Q.
Yeah, before any kills occur, I'm gonna say Motivate for this game. I'll give him a little edge, although
Radiant's courier has
it's a nice
been
way for them to start. Picking up a courier for Q, so getting rid of Ace 12. I think he did get another sentry off the back of that courier, but with them positioning to the right side, gives Q an opportunity to deward. How are you feeling now? You've had enough time. Oh, give the prediction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say Motivate as well, but I think it's, if you don't get your Ring of Health or damn close to it by the time these Lilgun players on the bottom side of the map hit level 3, going to be incredibly challenging for Mastros. Like, he is not going to have a lot of farm this game. No sentry blocks on either small camp either, which I'm a little disappointed about.
You
Will
are a
the
big
camp
fan of
deploy?
this.
It's a TA and a Lena,
Yep.
man.
I know, I
Like,
know. I
the
understand.
heroes that I want to block.
Has been killed.
If I see like a Quap or an OD or an Invoker in my mid lane, I'm like, okay, don't really need to do it. They're not one of these heroes that could very quickly
Radiant's
clean this up
courier
early
has
on.
been
But
killed.
Lena, TA, Ember,
Radiant's
Storm,
courier has been
absolutely.
killed.
You've got to make sure you're taking that away from
Radiant's
them.
courier has been killed.
Very. We did see the small camps nerfed a while ago with that patch, but it still feels like it's such a important way for these position 2s to be able to get a slight advantage, maybe closer to that level 6 timing, where you can get a solo kill. Then from there, it can just look to snowball out of control. We're already seeing Gacha along with Sanctity to both farm this up, so. We're speaking about the small camp. I guess the Ancients have to be mentioned as well. All eyes on how Lilgun are going to look to enable the Templar Assassin as the game goes on.
All right. Masa can breathe a sigh of relief. He has his Ring of Health. That is a big, big plus for him. And just before they hit level 3 on both the Queen of Pain as well as the Ogre, we could see Shadow Strike's level 2. Ogre not too far away from his level 3 as well. Is he going to try a pull? But Q should be able to stop this. Oh, maybe not. Maybe yes.
Very nice. Good job, Q. He's got a couple couriers so far. He did go for the Gemini attack as well at level 2.
I think that's purely courier based, right? Like,
yeah,
you wouldn't have got them otherwise.
Top lane, Savage, a little bit of trouble. Boombui landing that double man Spike though is going to give Savage an opportunity to retreat out safely. So we see Aussie faring up top. Pretty even with the loss. It feels like a very defensive lane for Motivate. You're just going to look to hold Spike for whenever Lilgun play aggressive and play off the back of Boombui, just consistently pulling the wave and having Savage farm out of the tower. Would you kind of agree with how that lane should fare?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the fact that Boombui hasn't died on this top side, despite the fact that he came out with boots and just one set of tangos. In Savage, he's a little low, but he's got a salve ready for him. So I think Boombui is playing this lane pretty damn well.
This is always something that I hear a lot of people like to mention, is how a lion can kind of disrupt any aggression in the lane with how great of a stun Earthspike is. Of course, 12-second cooldown. Level 1, you're happy with that early point, and against a lineup of a Spirit Breaker and a Snapfire, you're really looking to use these early abilities to your advantage. So when they're on cooldown, Boombui is always going to be in a bit of trouble, or Savage, but if he's nearby, you can always just give that slight breathing room to kind of just disrupt the initial ability usage, and then you're always able to reposition from there. So I do like how they've at least put the line with the Medusa for that.
Radiant
He's going for another courier snipe here on Q. Might get it. No, good enough micro covered through there from 4-2-3. Yeah, you can just see, look at all the pressure on Tomasa. Like, he's got the Ring of Health, he's got those Gauntlets of Strength, but I don't think, maybe it'll be enough.
On top lane though, Savage is in trouble. They've already got an early... I thought it was actually Medallion, probably just the minus armor coming through from the little shredder. What's going on?
Ooh, that's a lot of damage over time.
Oh, it's bottom lane.
First blood. Just a
Oh boy, 11. He's chilling up top, but it's 4-2-3 with the 2 points of the dagger, like you're saying, and all the damage from the ignite as well with the level 2 in that. So very nice hit on. Pick up first blood. 4-2-3 is going to be working on the treads as well for the Queen of Pain.
Look at them, they're even trying to walk back as much as possible. Actually, 4-2-3 leveling up the blink just so that he can get back to base faster. Not wanting to waste too much gold from both him and the Ogre on regen. Realizes that lane's in a good spot. They're able to get the pull off, so it's going to push in naturally.
Thing to mention as well that we did just see Boombui kind of make an expedition through to the Radiant Triangle. He blocked the small camp, blocked the Ancients as well, so like this recognition from the Lion, just going to put a lot more emphasis on the Templar Assassin at this stage in the game.
Done by Ace as well, making sure that that creep wave doesn't go underneath the tower before the TA gets back, and be able to prevent the siege creep from doing a good amount of damage as well. And also, he'll still get himself to level 4. So, bottom lane, Lilgun laning going quite nicely.
So, who do we feel like is going to be the kind of the most powerful once we hit that early game stage? Is someone have a little bit more timings than the other?
I need to see some of these early items that are being picked up here. Is this... What's Kishka's item build as well? So he's going into the little shredder. He's got a Blightstone coming out to him. I would assume this is the Boots of Speed. Actually, it's a Boots and a full Soul Ring as well for 11. You would have to say it's them, right? It's just about getting a lot of vision, like you mentioned before. The Lion able to get through and place down some of these super deep wards. It's going to be on them, although it'll be a little bit more challenging, to place some aggressive vision down for Lilgun as they make an attempt onto Savage here.
We
Bashes.
nearby to try and step in.
But yeah, if they're able to get those deep wards out, then it enables this Spirit Breaker to be able to charge through. It enables a Queen of Pain, who of course wants to get quite active in the early stages.
Bottom lane.
As that Q.
Oh, it should go down. Look at that tick damage. My lord. Ooh, okay, Masteros, what a player. Spears Ace under the tower, gets to deny as well. And now with the hood damage is going to mitigate a lot that Lilgun are doing down bottom. He'll still end up falling. Meanwhile, top lane as well. Savage is trying to man fight 11 and Kishka, but the cookie stun finds 2. Oh my. 11 puts himself in a position for that perfect cookie placement, and looks like Boom Booey will get himself out to safety. I say that. Trap should tick him out. So a couple kills across the map for the boys on Lilgun.
Nicely done there. As Sanctity just continues to farm up quite nicely. He's trading with the Lina, which is to be expected. Not really a huge kill lane this mid. So the fact that both have been able to sit back and farm, you'd have to say favors the TA, right? Like, not dependent on mana. She's just, what has she got coming out to her? Just the single band of Elven Skin. Yep, but it's going to enable you to continuously start to build up these stacks. As Kishka, it's another one off here. I'd say Lilgun, they're pretty happy about this. I mean, you're against a Medusa, right? But the fact that you've already been able to get a kill onto him, punish the fact that they started the game with a lot less regen, it's a pretty big deal.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Boy, going for a rotation bot.
Oh, no, no, no. Massa. And drops the arena, gets a deny as well, and now Ace 12 is going to be in some trouble. As what a rotation from Gotcha Boy, enabling them to find these couple of kills underneath their tower. He can just try and farm up. He should have boots of travel as well by the time he gets back to base, so it's a really good timing for the Lina.
Might even try and get one more stack off on his way there.
Oh, is he going to clarity? He's going to stay, looks like.
Yeah, it's 9 minutes, right? So you're going to have that bounty rune, but in the meantime, you've lost mid. Can't leave a TA on their own, especially when you've gone for this Blightstone super early. Really enables the creep wave to do a lot of extra work there. As boy, again, it's a passive game. They're focusing on farm so much more, and not wanting it to get to that stage where the Spirit Breaker, like we saw last game, is just crazily farmed that he can continuously run at you. You know, get the farm while you can, essentially, is the strategy here for Gacha Boy.
And are you expecting it to be a pretty similar item build for Gacha Boy, even though he's playing into a Medusa who is going to need a lot more space?
I think it's all about, again, just being able to respond to a lot of these charge attempts, right? So the Boots of Travel, yes, it's a standard Lina build, but it's the right one for this game. And yeah, how quickly are you going to be able to get into position to punish a super deep charge along with your Lion? So I think Motivate.Trust, they're going to be the ones playing a lot more heavily around these level 6 timings.
We're seeing how close they're able to pick these up. I mean, Lion level 5 at the moment. But his level 6 isn't as valuable. Definitely feels like it's going to be the Lion to pair with Mars, just drop those ultimates. You know, maybe get a key. You know, pick off onto one of the cores. Definitely feels like Motivator are looking to really be the ones to make some of the plays occurring in the next couple of minutes, as you know, we are seeing Gacha Boy pushing this tower down bottom, but look on. They're not going to let this go for free though. Sanctity teeping in. And now with the backline as well, Boom Booey. This ran straight to the Ogre Magi. Again, the rest of Lilgun are trying to connect, but it's a bit too far away from the team, so it's going to be Gacha Boy picking up a freebie there.
You just see what a difference is, right? Like, if that's an Ember Spirit, you probably aren't doing any damage onto that tower. You're not shoving out the wave quite as easily. This time around, it's a Lina. You know, you just shove the wave very easily with your spells, and then you've still got the Fiery Soul to be able to siege in along with your siege creep onto the tower, and you've got the extra movement speed from the boots, so you're not even getting caught out by a lot of these rotations that come on in. So it's very hard to
Oh,
find
he got
key
the
weaknesses.
bash. Oh my god, this hero is so dumb. Just watching, I was watching 11, the kid trying to battle up versus Q. He was like, yeah, you're pump faking the ultimate multiple times, hoping he gets the bash, and actually, eyes down bottom. Master's got Arena, Boom Boom, he has that ultimate as well. Don't really want to use it on the Ogre Magi. Now with the artillery being rained down from the backline here, they'll still get a return kill onto 4-2-3, but it's going to cost them multiple lives here as Motivate. Maybe. Boom Boom has been pretty on point with the multi-man stuns this game, but with QT being down, gonna look to provide some support as well, turning the attention back onto 11. Gotta get rid of the bugs on both the Ogre and the Spirit Breaker, and now Q feels like he's lacking a little bit of damage.
Yeah, they do have the burst for sure to be able to take out the Lina this early on, so maybe just not quite respecting the advantage that you have in fighting around your own tower, not putting enough vision down on Motivate.Trust, allowing them to get that backstab that they need to
Radiant's
get
top
burst
tower
potential
is
out
under
onto Gacha Boy.
And at the early stages, the Mortimer Kisses feels like a really good answer to the arena. Like pre-BKB, you just trade ulti for ulti, and you kiss throughout the arena, and it feels like your Mars can't really stand his ground. The rest of the Dire, or the Mars lineup, whatever game it is, you can't really play inside the arena as well, because you're just going to be taking a massive amount of damage on top of the dome. So it definitely feels like another really good way to kind of prevent what Motivate need through the early stages.
It's not even just the lack of the BKB, but it's the lack of the Blink Dagger, right, on the Mars. It means that this Snapfire, again, I mentioned it previously, they have no one that's able to immediately get on top of the Snapfire if he's playing far enough back. So those Mortimer's Kisses are going to be pretty free in a lot of these engagements, unless you're using it to react poorly or panic a little bit against a movement that's not, excuse me, quite as expected.
So do you feel like this is... Gacha Boy, yeah, he's in trouble. Boom Boom behind him once again, but the two-man Earth Spike is not going to give him enough breathing room, and Boom Boom is also getting changed down in the mid lane. Savage has to pop the Stone Gaze. They're going to charge on forward though. And with the rest of the Lilgun coming over, they've got the Mortimer Kisses as well, and now Savage with the TP starting to rain on through, but it doesn't matter if you lose the life at 11 when you get a big kill in 23 Savage. Sanctity going to jump the back, cuts down the line. And now they can turn to some other heroes as well, as Ace gets the Fire Blast from downtown, and I mean, Lilgun continuing on with the dominant performance we saw from game one.
They're stealing away an Ancient Stack as well. This isn't good. The fact that they're just constantly able to steal away a lot of these resources that Motivate.Trust were putting into the bank for themselves. It wasn't even slow rotations coming through from Motivate.Trust either, right? Like, they were on point. It's just it's early damage. Again, another very free Mortimer's Kisses coming through from Kishka.
So do you really feel like not going Blink first on Mastros is going to be a bit of an issue here for Motivate?
No, I think they need it, right? Like, they need to try and find something like that, that Snapfire to be able to start the fight onto them, as opposed to, you know, just slowly walking into something like a Spirit Breaker. You need to break the formation of Lilgun before they can break yours.
We will have it in about 100 gold here. A bit less, so we'll see how Motivate are able to play off the back of that. But I mean, one more successful team fight on Lilgun, and they could just walk in Roche. You got Solar Crest, maxed out Lil Shredder, and they are eyeing up Gacha Boy. They've got a ward on the backline as well, so they know there are no heroes behind Gacha Boy as well. That should be Roshan. Another quick and easy kill on the Lina, and I mean, you got multiple heroes nearby. I would not be surprised if they walk in the pit. Do it.
Putting this ward up, Observe ward inside of a creep spawn box, but not having a care in the world, realizing, look, it's going to get dewarded, but in the meantime, we're going to get a kill based off of it, so
-2 armor on Roche, like, why?
Yeah. Kinda nutty. Solar Crest at this stage of the game. Kinda stupid.
This is Exactly the timing we were asking for, though, for the boys on Lilgun. First Aegis look to now take all the outer towers. Want to take a fight pre-objective, though. 11, who's he charged? Oh, he's got eyes on Savage. The rest of the team gonna turn to MG.Trust instead as 3 heroes controlled by the arena. Garch is on the sideline as well, so it's gonna try and bring down 423. It's gonna be careful about running into the wall. Maybe that extra little bit of damage is enough to get the kill, but still all their eyes are on Garch boy. A 2 for 2 at the moment. Q's gonna be in trouble as well as once again the Cookie to find the connection. Sakuchi back up and they're gonna lay down the mortar with kisses. Q, oh, just out of range. I guess now they'll just use the remaining duration to bring down the line instead, so will be a 3 for 2 and some damage to the T2 tower mid.
It's even going for the super deep dive here on Sanctity. You don't want to give him the TA, although Master's coming back. Had to use the arena previously and go for a spear here. Yeah, well worth the buyback.
He doesn't have refraction as well for a couple of seconds, so you lose the first life. Savage gonna try and position on the high ground as well to block off any angle. And now Templar Assassin turned to stone, turned to dust as they bring him down. And now Kishka as well. Lilgun, I mean, that's the timing you're really hoping for, and just a great mistake you make on Radiance. Now going to give a big window for Motivate to farm for the next couple of minutes. And, I mean, MG.Trust has even been able to find another straggler. So, I mean, that is, you're definitely breathing a big sigh of relief for Motivate and their fans.
Another one of those instances where you're feeling yourself a little bit too much. You know, diving past the tier 2 tower 17 minutes in, that's not the go unless you've got a complete control over this game. And you know, even though on the kill score front, things were going quite well for Lilgun, you're still splitting the farm. Like, Savage is farming. He's only died the 2 times, and he's a very healthy level 15 as well. So I don't think you can afford to dive a tower solo at this stage of the game.
Now, yeah, there's the advantage taken care of, the big net worth lead they have, and like you were saying, you know, Savage is sitting very comfortable, and we saw the Templar Assassin Medusa matchup earlier, and once you pick up Scardian, it's another game where the lineup is very heavy committal into Medusa, so if you are unable to burst her down or the rest of the team, then if you're able to reposition to objectives, turn around with a Scardian, all of a sudden you are in 2 minds and it's very difficult to retreat.
Yeah, I think for now, Lilgun do need to still play a little bit more around that objective-based gaming. You've got the Desolator now. Sure, it's in combination with the Blink Dagger, but I feel like that shouldn't be going for pickoffs in isolation. I think that should be, you know, you go for a tower, you place down an observer board behind the tower, let's say, and then you use that information to get a pick-off into the objective that you're actually going for.
So would you like to see Lilgun put a little bit more emphasis with their warding, maybe around the top outpost to set up for this next tower push?
I'd say so. I mean, they have this observer ward that's been able to last the full duration somehow. I mean, the camp that it was blocking would have been information enough that something was happening in that lane, but
4-2-3, don't do it. Boombo is waiting in the tree line. They got the instant hex set up, and the burst is there as well with Alina standing nearby. And bye-bye 4-2-3. Honestly, it was surprisingly tanky, 2,500 health, but goes to show, I mean, once he picks up BKB, it's not going to be easy to get that kill at all. And now they're TPing top. Sanctity, a group with 11, instant blink away from Sanctity, incredible reactions, and now you're going to have to turn to deal with the Spirit Breakers. Still got Shadow Blade for quite some time, but you didn't get the Dust as well to connect. He's running back into the Sentry range. Q standing hand in hand as well. Charge up is just going to look for a TP. MG.Trust is lacking the mana. So that spear at the last second, but it's not even going to matter. So, I mean, that is, wow, the fact that they all get out there, a little bit shocking.
And everyone gets out. You get rewarded with a DD on the bottom side of the river as well. You would have to assume that you want to pick up one up pretty quickly on Sanctity. That's where Motivate.Trust are playing around quite a lot. Yeah, the fact that everyone able to get away, a little bit unsatisfactory considering you also lost the tier 2 tower for that. And I guess it's still not the longest cooldown. I know they increased it with 12 and level 18, but the Arena of Blood, it's going to be back on cooldown, off cooldown rather, the next time they're going for a push forward.
Did Sanctity just buy a bottle? 4-2-3 didn't have one, right?
I feel like Sanctity had one at the very start of the game, and he must have given it over to someone else for a period of the game.
I don't remember seeing anyone have bottles.
He had it at the very
Someone, I just see 423 bottled an arcane, so they had it at least prior to that. So I guess he didn't just buy it for the DD. Sanctity?
Passed it over to 423 for the arcane.
Bounties.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Still, you're gonna have big issues with the Deucer as the game continues to go on. Almost Skadi completed. I mean, are you getting to the stage where you've got to be pretty worried if you're a Lilgun?
Blessings.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you are close to your BKB timing on the TA, but again, against that Skadi, it's not going to matter in a huge way. So I feel like it's another one of these engagements where I'm a big fan of, yes, of course, the enemy's carry. Super important to be able to take them out of a fight. But if it's something like a Medusa, someone that wants to stand there and just right-click, just go for everyone else. You know, you've got a lot of mobility on the team right now with the Blink Dagger, of course, on the TA, Quap, Blink, Spirit Breaker, Charge. You just need, and these supports really shouldn't be dying either on Lilgun, provided that they're in the good position.
Gotcha.
Just everyone else.
Oh, look at this. Mortimer Kiss is laid down as well with the burst. It's not fast enough before the BKB, but the beautiful thing about the Spirit Breaker, you've got ways to go through the magic immunity. Now with the arena wasted as well, they're going to have to rely on Savage to turn this team fight back around. Still the Medusa's lacking the eye. Skadi. Now with the rest of the team starting to show up. Sanctity's got a DD. They evaporate the line. Now all eyes on Savage. He can look to reposition himself off the back of the stone case. So they're just going to reset, wait this one out. But a TP 11. Oh, not fortunate enough. He's been pretty lucky so far. Not the first hit Bash you're hoping for.
It was a miss, actually. He went the level 10 talent for the
Dire's
evasion.
middle tower is under attack.
Hugh should end up going down. He doesn't have time lapse, and
Dire's
Spirit Breaker's
middle tower
about
has
to
fallen.
butt his head up against the Weaver. Dunk. There you go. Finds a bash now. And meanwhile, they also found that T2 tower mid. So, very nicely done for Lilgun, but we're starting to think it was going to get a little bit more difficult for them to succeed in team fights. All of a sudden, they kind of grow that lead higher than what it was previously.
To be fair, we said it would be difficult once they picked up the Skadi, and 23 Savage
true.
only just did. So it's a different story now. They feel like once they've got those ultimates back off cooldown, they might want to go for a fight. I was about to say, yeah, I mean, I feel like if they instantly go, it can still be quite good here, but I mean, Boom Boy, he
They are
always plays
going.
well on his line.
Gotcha Boy again. I mean, the BKB is available, but he's going to take way too much damage before he gets it off to bash further back to Lilgun. I mean, Gotcha Boy is just struggling this game. 4, 6, and 4. It's really had no breathing room across the map.
It's a long Roche respawn timer, so at least you're not going to be contending against that on Motivate.Trust side. Important thing is, though, they've picked up the Blink Dagger on the line. He's also level 12, so they can look to make a play as soon as this Lina tries and respawn. They might even go for a play maybe towards the bottom side of the map, go for a smoke without that, because he's got the Boots of Travel. He can look to connect through
Radiant's
to you
bottom tower
and
is
maybe
under
punish
attack.
that and continue the pressure on into a tower. I suppose the downside is you don't know the status of Roche. You know it could potentially be up, so it might be something that they're just a little bit wary of.
A golden thread.
They might just go for the smoke regardless, though.
Take a look at... Yeah, they will. All right, smoke up.
Handy.
Oh, you'd love to find that. And you will. Savage is close. Level 19, so one level away from 20. Have it for this team fight, of course. They're eyeing up Kishka at the moment. Yours to start, but Ace12 is in a position to counter-initiate. Now, Boom Boom is going to look to start the fight as well towards the Templar Assassin. They're eyeing up the core that deals all the damage for the moment for Lilgun, but Sanctity pops the BKB without the refraction to tank through all of Savage's damage. They're just going to rip apart the TA. And so going to be cautious. All eyes on how they can kite Savage through the DD. The meta slowly being burnt away, but a lot of the ultimates being forced out. As Savage continuing to stand his ground, but with a cookie follow-up stun, it's falling lower and lower, and finally they'll get the kill. Savage gone, but still Q and Gotcha Boy trying to turn this fight back around. Even Ace12 feeling the importance, buying back, but unable to get in position. Gotcha Boy is going to go for a TP up, but Ace in a position to cancel it. Oh no! Gotcha Boy, not again. BKB on cooldown. He might actually be able to get the kill on Spirit Breaker. 11 needs to be lucky enough with the bashes. Dust is out, but it doesn't matter. 11 gets the kill. It's still going to cost him his life. Q a little bit too late to the party, but a messy skirmish.
Yeah, for sure. All throughout that first engagement, yeah, you got the good start to that fight onto the Mars, but I was like, okay, the arena's about to come. All right, it's coming soon, soon, and it just never came. You know, he went onto the deck without dropping it a single time. It was against a Queen of Pain who, at the time, didn't have the BKB. She just got it delivered as a result of a few of those successful kills in the team fight. It's down to 8 seconds, but at the time, didn't have it at her disposal. So a big mistake coming through there from Massa that could have potentially resulted in Motivate.Trust taking Roche. That's just going to miss them, unfortunately.
Sanctity's now got a haste as well. Is looking to find a jump, but with Roshan available, that definitely feels like this is where this game turns around. Oh my. That's all you need. You do buy back? I don't know if you can give this Roche up.
I don't know if you can contest this Roche with how quickly they're taking it.
That's a good point. It's already
Minus 8 armor.
Roshan has
Very cool.
to the raid forever.
That's big. Second Roche. Definitely felt like if this game was going to go later and later, you'd kind of start to give the edge to Motivate, but look on they're still at this window where they can take it.
The, do you know if the Medusa Shard has a range on it?
I believe it does. What? Just, well, they're going to jump in. Defensive Stone Gaze to push Lilgun back. Let's see if they reinitiate for the boys on Rainy. They're going to do just that. 11. Trying to jump Q. For the follow-up, you've always got to be cautious. They've got a lot more room to play with how close they are to the tower. And we saw previously Lilgun just that initial mistake with the first Aegis where Sancti just dived under the tower. And you see they're you're making sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I was talking about the Spirit Breaker charge there.
It has to. I can't imagine. You should just send out the cold-blooded snake over across the map.
Anything that's going to give Spirit Breaker a disadvantage, I'm here for.
100%. 100%.
It's a big deal that he's hit that level 20 timing, though, along with the Aghanim Scepter on 23 Savage. So much more sustainable in a lot of these team fights. Yeah. Stone Gaze, of course. Stone Gaze, the Stone Duration.
Oh, Boo, we're not again. Oh, 1 hit, 2 hit by numbers disadvantage, and now the rest of Lilgun instantly looking to sweep towards the area. Savage going to put himself in the front line here. 4, 2, 3. Has to pop the defensive BKB. And MG.Trust as well with the arena inside the choke point. This is the fight you're looking for Dire. The blow up the first life. Savage still trying to stand his ground. Lena is still in trouble as well as Gacha Boy gets the BKB up. But 11 and Sanctity continuing to lock on top of the Lena. They're doing the best they can just to avoid Savage. And now he's going to go for a TPR. But 11's back in. The cancel is there. It's just getting no luck at all. Push back into the middle. They're leaving the Dusa to last, and now without the rest of assistance nearby, MG.Trust is going to look to buy back, but Savage is already losing his mana. The health soon to fall as well. And now, MG.Trust, he's just going to die a second time. He just brought back. The Mars has been struggling for all of this game. 7 deaths now to add to the tally, and a 13,000 net worth lead for Lilgun.
Did they only lose the Ogre throughout that entire fight?
Ogre and Aegis, yeah.
Oh, man. It was, again, just a little bit late use of the BKB as well, I thought. You know, 11, he realizes his job. He is just a Lina disruptor in a lot of these engagements. Because that's what Lina wants to do, right? She wants to cast her spells and just sit there right-clicking. But not going to be able to do so with this Spirit Breaker just continuously running at you.
11! What is going on?
Just Spirit Breaker things, you know?
Classic. What Radiant are doing in these fights is... It's perfect. They're just completely avoiding Savage. You're blowing up the line, you're blowing up the Lina, and where's the control afterwards? Like, if you've already used Arena, then Savage is like standing in the ground, but... I mean, Spirit Breaker's mobile, Clop's incredibly mobile, Snapfire can reposition someone with Cookie, he's got Ghost Scepter as well, so he's difficult to kill. So all they're doing is just aiming the heroes that can enable Savage to right-click.
Like I said before, it's kind of the strategy that we saw SMG play for a long time, which was just everyone protect mid one. This feels like a very similar sort of strategy. So you just kill everyone else. Don't kill the hero that everyone's protecting. It's a simple way to slowly break down the team fight, particularly with
Dire
Masaros,
are
right? He hasn't
scanning.
had a very good game so far, and he doesn't have that BKB, so he's squishy as hell. Like, Q's level 19, and Masaros is level 50.
And I think what's even scarier is the fact that that was probably the best fight we've seen for them with Arena and a choke point like that.
A mysterious
Ace on the high ground. Smoke pops on Savage, but they're not going to
Radiant
continue
are
up.
scanning.
They're well aware of the positioning, at least off the scan. How does Boombui start though? Gonna jump the TA, who's got a double
the
damage rune.
silence.
Oh my lord! Lion just gets evaporated. Mars might just die before the ultimate's used as well. Now Savage is like, guys, I mean, we wanted to take the fight. Now I'm stuck by the secret shop. The rest of the team, they've just vacated away from the area, but they're not going to be fast enough as 11 looking to chase them down deep behind the T2 tower. When Gacha Boy's already wasted the BKB, Sanky's going to continue on forward as well. And now Q might be the next on the agenda. Sakuchi's about to expire. Why not kill him in front of the fountain? 11's like, yo, I'll show a little bit of restraint. Oh, Jesus. Just pop like 10 mangoes in front of them.
Dire's middle
They got a
tower
big
is under
wave
attack.
mid lane. You may as well look to take it. I think
Dire's structures
4-2-3
are
take a
fortified.
bow. I think he has been incredibly impressive. He always seems to be the
Dire's
one that
bottom tower
doesn't
is under
necessarily get a
attack.
lot of the kudos that he should whenever he's playing for Lilgun, right? It's always Sanctity or
Dire's
Kishka
middle tower
that tend to get
has
the big
fallen.
props there. But what a
Dire's
silence
middle
coming through,
barracks
really
are under
exploiting the
attack.
fact that, again,
Dire's middle
Masaros
barracks
doesn't
has
have
fallen.
this BKB. So
Dire's
they're not
middle
able to set up for the
barracks has
kills.
fallen.
He is useless without dropping that Arena of Blood.
Oh,
Dire's
Massa.
bottom tower
One
is
in the
under
back line
attack.
setting up. They're going to dive deep under the T4 tower. It does get the blink away. Very nice use of the items there. Block a lot of the damage.
Still level 15.
Dire's
not getting
top
any
tower
better.
has fallen.
And you've just got that one range creep slowly hitting away at the effigy.
Dire's top barracks
Ironically,
has
it's
fallen.
named
Dire's top
AFK
barracks
as well
has
that
fallen.
he's hitting.
Alright. It's Deuce Rapier time. It's the condition we saw for our first game of the day. That's
No,
That's-
it's not getting to that stage.
you just gotta hope and pray. You've still got a tier 1, tier 2 bottom. Or at least they can't mega, but I don't know. It's just you need that item.
Swiftly
It has to be
defense.
that. Are you in agreement? That seems like the only way back in.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of unforgivable is a strong word, but I think when you've been two-shot 3 times on Boombui,
Dire's bottom
you
tower
might want
is
to
under
go for something
attack.
like a Ghost Scepter, but I feel like you just need to go something
Dire's
that's good
bottom
now.
tower
Like, get
has
some
fallen.
armor. Do something, even if it's just a medallion of courage that you eventually build into, so that you can toss that onto Masaros, so maybe he lives so he can drop his arena, something that's going to be able to enable you and your team to survive just that little bit longer. Because right now, you're just getting chunked down every single time.
They're gonna see Savage's positioning. See what Lilgun want to do with this information. In fact, they're just charging Gacha Boy instead. 11's trying to force out some early BKBs. They'll just force the life instead. Oh, no, not again, Gacha Boy. Now they're going to turn to Savage as well. Still, he's got heroes behind him. Masaros ready to counter-initiate. Boombui standing hand in
Not gonna
hand.
do anything. It needs to be Boombui that starts the team fight.
Just gonna jump. Savage. So pretty goddamn tanky. They're doing a lot of damage. Someone needs to follow up. Guys, help! Hello! No! No assistance. Savage down. No buyback. That's just a series. Lilgun just absolutely steamrolled game 1. They come back with an exceptional game 2 draft as well. And I mean, they just executed to perfection too. There was really one mistake, it felt like, that dive under the tier 2 tower. Apart from that, though, Lilgun just on another level.
They played really well. Again, I think 4-2-3 needs to be given a lot of the credit for this game for how well he was able to come out of that. Position 1 Queen of Pain, it's not something that's completely out of the question in terms of where you're looking to lane it, but I feel like he really exploited the fact that he was going to have a really tough time on this Mars going into both the Ogre and the Quap. Just way too much damage over time, not enough regeneration purchased up by Motivate.Trust. It was a good switch to go into that Ring of Health, and eventually he built into the Veil. But I feel like the Yule Scepter was a big mistake on Masros. Not having a BKB meant that you just couldn't take any of these early engagements.
Well, I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of respect now come through from 11 Spirit Breaker. I suppose, I mean, Kishka did play it in game one. I should just say in general, Lilgun, how they played with the Spirit Breaker, because I mean, just broke them.
What does that mean, though? Does that mean that you have to
I know.
have first pick against Lilgun so that
Yeah.
you can take away the Brood, the Lycan, and the Spirit Breaker?
Like, that's the big question now, because this is a team that is really starting to develop themselves. We've spoke about it multiple times, but again, we have to just rehash it. The fact that they are proving that this is a team that is able to still win games away from the cheese strat. Like, we've seen them really come into their own with other strategies, Sanctity often being this win condition from the position 2. 4-2-3 can be on heroes that can make a lot of space. The addition of 11 to the offlane, he's looking incredibly solid. Hishki was always a favorite from us, and maybe the name change is making him even better now, being Kishka. They're going to just look really scary. And I think it's the point that you highlighted. It's like, what do we do now? We want to ban Brood, we want to ban Lycan, but now like Spirit Breaker is a consideration. Now sometimes you have to consider like TA or Morphling because Lilgun are wanting to first phase it. Like, they are really starting to come into their own for the Mongolian boys. And it's just, you love to see it, really.
For sure. But somewhat unexpected 2-0 coming through. Coming into this series, I said it was probably going to be a 1-1, but overperforming by Lilgun, and has to be said, a little bit underperforming experience there, Motivate.Trust. So they move up to, I believe, 5-1 now on Lilgun, and Motivate.Trust are 1-3, I think.
Yes, that is correct. Lilgun starting the group stages off in a very, very strong fashion. We've still got one more series for the night. It's going to be the debut for Polaris through the Pro Series Season 10. And we've got Yangon taking them on as well. Yangon currently on a 2-2 map count. So we'll see if they're able to find their first 2-0 victory and how Polaris are able to fare in their debut. It's going to be about a 15-minute break. We'll see you back shortly for our third series of the night.